Hello everyone. In this lesson, we will discuss one of the most powerful tools of communication, body language. In our daily lives, workplaces, interviews, and even social interactions, body language carries just as much, sometimes even more, meaning than the words we speak. Do you know how much of our communication is nonverbal? Research suggests that 55% of communication is body language, 38% is tone of voice, and only 7% is actual words. Mehrabian's rule. This means that how we say something can be more important than what we say. Now, let's explore why body language is crucial and how we can use it effectively in our lives. Why is body language important? Body language allows people to express their emotions and thoughts without words. One of the most effective ways to determine whether someone is telling the truth is by observing their body language. The body often reveals what the mind is truly feeling. For example, if someone says, "I'm listening to you," but avoids eye contact and crosses their arms, they might not actually be paying attention. If a friend says, "I'm happy," but has slumped shoulders, a low voice, and a sad facial expression, their words may not match their emotions. Understanding and using body language correctly makes us more powerful communicators. Key elements of body language. Eye contact. Maintaining eye contact is one of the golden rules of good communication. It shows the other person that we respect and listen to them. Example: constantly looking down during a job interview may make you seem insecure. Making eye contact during a presentation keeps the audience engaged. Tip: maintain natural eye contact by holding it for about 2 to 3 seconds at a time without staring. Posture and stance. Standing tall and straight conveys confidence and decisiveness. Slouching or having a hunched posture can make you appear insecure. Example: a leader who stands confidently during a meeting appears more authoritative and trustworthy. A teacher who slouches and looks at the floor while teaching may make students lose interest. Tip: to appear confident, keep your head up, shoulders relaxed, and your body slightly directed toward the person you're speaking to. Gestures and hand movements. Our hands are powerful tools that enhance our spoken words. However, excessive hand movements can be distracting. Example: raising your hands slightly while saying, "This is an important point," can emphasize your words. Turning your palms upward while saying, "I really want you to understand this," signals openness and sincerity. Keeping your hands in your pockets might make you look uninterested or nervous. Tip: use small, controlled gestures to support your speech. Emphasize key points with deliberate hand movements. Facial expressions. Our face is the most expressive part of our body. Using the right facial expressions strengthens our message and makes communication more effective. Example: smiling while giving a presentation helps build a better connection with the audience. Saying, "I'm very happy," with a serious or sad face makes the message seem insincere. Tip: avoid overly neutral or exaggerated facial expressions. A natural, friendly expression works best. Personal space, proxemics. One of the most important aspects of body language is respecting personal space and avoiding invading others' comfort zones. Personal space distances. Intimate space, reserved for close friends and family. Personal space, ideal for casual conversations. Social space, suitable for professional settings or formal discussions. Public space, used for public speaking or large group settings. Example: sitting too close to a hiring manager during an interview may feel uncomfortable. Keeping too much distance while talking to a friend might create a cold atmosphere. Tip: understanding and maintaining appropriate personal space helps you build better relationships. The benefits of using body language effectively. Helps you appear more confident and persuasive. Makes people trust and connect with you more easily. Aligning your body language with your words makes you more convincing. Increases your success in job interviews, meetings, and presentations. Real-life example. A well-known example is Oprah Winfrey, who is famous for her warm and engaging communication style. During interviews, she leans slightly forward, maintains soft eye contact, and uses gentle nods to show empathy and connection. Her relaxed posture and open hand gestures make guests feel safe, understood, and valued. Without this inviting body language, her interviews would not have the same emotional depth and influence. Conclusion: improve your body language. Now ask yourself, how much attention do I pay to my body language in daily life? Can I improve my body language to strengthen my communication? How can I use eye contact, gestures, posture, and facial expressions more effectively? Homework. Stand in front of a mirror and practice speaking for 1 minute. Observe your body language. Try to maintain eye contact with people for an entire day. Control your hand movements and posture to make your conversations more powerful. Remember, communication is not just about words, it's also about body language. When used correctly, body language can make you a more confident, trustworthy, and effective communicator. In this lesson, we will explore one of the most powerful tools of communication, using eye contact and facial expressions effectively. Body language can sometimes be even more impactful than words. A single glance can convey more meaning than an entire sentence. So, how can we use eye contact and facial expressions more effectively? Let's find out together. Eye contact, a powerful communication tool. Eye contact is one of the most essential elements of communication. It conveys confidence, sincerity, and attention to the person you are speaking to. Whether you are talking or listening, using eye contact correctly enhances your communication skills. The power of eye contact builds trust. When you maintain eye contact with someone, you appear more trustworthy and sincere. For example, in a job interview, avoiding eye contact can make you seem unsure of yourself. Creates connection. Eye contact is a natural way to establish a bond with others. Imagine ordering food at a restaurant and the waiter avoids eye contact. Doesn't it make you feel unimportant? Shows interest and attention. Maintaining eye contact shows that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation. This is especially important in professions like customer service, teaching, or leadership. Enhances your message. Eye contact strengthens the impact of your words. If you say, "I truly believe in this project," while avoiding eye contact, your statement loses its power. Tips for using eye contact effectively. Be natural. Staring too intensely can make others uncomfortable. Instead, balance eye contact naturally by occasionally looking away. Follow the 3 to 5 second rule. Maintain eye contact for 3 to 5 seconds, then briefly shift your gaze before reconnecting. Understand cultural differences. Different cultures interpret eye contact in various ways. For example, in some Asian cultures, prolonged eye contact may be considered disrespectful. Engage everyone in a group. If you are speaking to multiple people, ensure you distribute your eye contact among them. Focusing on just one person can make others feel excluded. Facial expressions, the mirror of emotions. One of the most significant elements of body language is facial expressions. Our faces naturally express emotions and reinforce the messages we want to convey. How to use facial expressions effectively. Express your emotions clearly. Make sure your facial expressions match your words. If you share exciting news with a blank face, people might not take your enthusiasm seriously. Use open and friendly expressions. A slight smile during a conversation can put people at ease and make you appear more approachable. Imagine a customer service representative who never smiles. Customers might perceive them as unfriendly. Balance your expressions of surprise, anger, or sadness. You can emphasize certain points with facial expressions, but don't overdo it. For instance, if a leader delivers bad news with a completely emotionless face, employees may feel unimportant. Practice the mirroring technique. Subtly mirroring the facial expressions of the person you're speaking with can create a sense of connection and empathy. For example, if a friend shares something sad, a slightly empathetic facial expression can make them feel understood. Combining eye contact and facial expressions. For truly effective communication, eye contact and facial expressions must work together. Here are some examples. Effective use. In a job interview, a candidate maintains confident eye contact, smiles, and expresses excitement through facial expressions, leaving a positive impression. Ineffective use. A speaker avoids eye contact and keeps a blank face during a presentation. The audience perceives them as disengaged or unsure. Effective use. A customer service employee greets a customer with direct eye contact and a warm smile, making the customer feel valued. Ineffective use. Someone apologizing but avoiding eye contact and keeping a neutral expression. The apology may come across as insincere. Practice to improve. To enhance your eye contact and facial expressions, try these exercises. Mirror practice. Observe your facial expressions in a mirror as you talk. Practice showing emotions like happiness, surprise, and determination. Video recording. Record yourself speaking and analyze how you use eye contact and facial expressions. Mirroring exercise. Work with a partner and subtly mirror their expressions. This strengthens your ability to connect with others. Daily eye contact practice. In everyday conversations, pay attention to maintaining natural eye contact and increasing your comfort level. Conclusion. Effective communication strengthens connections. Dear friends, eye contact and facial expressions are essential elements of effective communication. When used correctly, they build trust, create connections, and enhance your message. However, excessive or mismatched expressions can weaken communication. From now on, try to be more conscious of how you use eye contact and facial expressions in your interactions. Being aware of your body language will make you a more effective communicator. Body language is just as important as verbal communication, sometimes even more so. Using the right posture and gestures can boost your confidence and make others perceive you as more trustworthy and engaging. Let's dive into the details. The impact of posture on communication. Your posture, how you stand or sit, plays a crucial role in communication. Let's break it down into two main types: confident and open posture. A confident posture means keeping your spine straight, shoulders relaxed and slightly pulled back, and head held high. This posture makes you appear more persuasive and credible. Example: imagine you're at a job interview. If you sit up straight and maintain eye contact, the interviewer will see you as confident and competent. However, if you slouch and avoid eye contact, you may come across as unsure or uninterested. Closed and insecure posture. A closed posture includes slouching, crossing your arms, or shifting your weight to one side. This posture can make you appear defensive, unapproachable, or disinterested. Example: in a business meeting, if you sink into your chair and cross your arms, others might perceive you as disengaged. Instead, sitting up slightly forward with an attentive posture will show interest and involvement. Effective use of gestures. Gestures, movements of your hands and arms, enhance communication by reinforcing what you say. But how can you use them effectively? Natural and fluid gestures. When used correctly, hand gestures strengthen your message and keep your audience engaged. Speaking with your hands helps express emotions more clearly. Example: if you want to emphasize an important point, you can slightly open your palms as you speak. For instance, if a teacher says, "This topic is crucial for the exam," while making an open hand gesture, students are more likely to remember it. Real-life example. Watch TED Talks. The most engaging speakers use their hands naturally to tell their stories, making their messages more compelling. Avoiding excessive or inappropriate gestures. If gestures are exaggerated or don't match your message, they can distract your audience or make you seem insincere. Example: making large hand movements while discussing a minor detail can feel inconsistent. Similarly, using a playful gesture while discussing a serious issue can weaken your message. Real-life example. Imagine a politician constantly waving their hands uncontrollably during a speech. This could make them seem unstructured or nervous. Cultural differences in gestures. Gestures can have different meanings in different cultures. A gesture that is positive in one culture may be offensive in another. Example: the OK sign, forming a circle with your thumb and index finger, is a positive gesture in some countries, but can be an insult in others. Real-life example. International leaders carefully choose their gestures in global meetings to avoid misunderstandings. Tips for using posture and gestures effectively. Practice in front of a mirror. Observe how you stand and move while speaking. Record yourself and watch it. This helps you analyze your posture and gestures. Avoid excessive movement. Fewer, well-placed gestures are better than constant hand-waving. Observe your audience's reactions. Adjust your gestures and posture based on how your audience responds. Be relaxed and natural. Forced or stiff movements can make you seem nervous or insincere. Conclusion and summary. Dear friends, today we explored the power of posture and gestures in communication. A confident posture and well-placed gestures make you a more effective and persuasive communicator. Remember, your posture should convey confidence. Your gestures should be natural and relevant. Be mindful of cultural differences. Throughout your life, you have probably noticed how important first impressions are. Whether it's a job interview, a meeting with a new client, or even a social gathering, within the first few seconds, you form an opinion about the other person. Similarly, they form an opinion about you. But why is the first impression so important, and how can we effectively make a positive one? Let's explore this in detail. Why is the first impression important? A first impression significantly shapes how the other person perceives you. According to research by Harvard University, people decide whether they trust someone in less than 7 seconds. In some cases, this can be as fast as 1 second. Once a person forms an opinion about you, it is difficult to change, even if they get to know you better later. This is why making a positive first impression is a fundamental part of effective communication and building strong relationships. Example: imagine you are going for a job interview. Which candidate seems more trustworthy? Someone who enters the room with slouched shoulders, avoids eye contact, and walks hesitantly? Or someone who stands upright, confidently greets the interviewer, and makes eye contact? Most likely, the second candidate will leave a much better impression. 5 golden rules for making a positive first impression. Use your body language effectively. A large part of first impressions is based on nonverbal cues rather than spoken words. Stand tall and maintain confident posture. Make eye contact, but don't overdo it. Smile warmly and sincerely. Offer a firm but not overly strong handshake. Example: imagine you are a customer service representative in a store. A customer walks in and you greet them with a smile, maintain eye contact, and say, "Hello, how can I help you today?" This makes the customer feel welcomed. However, if you just nod and say, "Yes," in a low voice, the customer might feel ignored or unimportant. Dress and grooming matter. The first thing people notice about you is often your appearance. Your outfit should be clean, neat, and appropriate for the situation. 3 key rules for dressing well. Dress appropriately for the occasion. Wear formal attire for a business meeting and more casual attire for social events. Maintain cleanliness and neatness. Wrinkled clothes, unkempt hair, or messy nails can create a negative impression. Avoid excessive distractions. While you can express your style, make sure your outfit doesn't distract from the interaction. Example: imagine you're attending a job interview at a bank. If you wear a wrinkled t-shirt and ripped jeans, how professional would you appear? But if you wear a well-ironed shirt and dress pants, you instantly give off a more reliable and polished impression. Tone of voice and speech style. The way you speak, your tone, pace, and word choices also plays a crucial role in shaping first impressions. Control your tone. Speaking too fast can make you seem nervous, while speaking too slowly might bore the listener. Be polite and friendly. A warm tone in your voice makes a huge difference in how people perceive you. Speak clearly and confidently. Pronounce words properly and avoid mumbling. Example: imagine you walk into a restaurant and the waiter greets you in a dull, rushed voice. "What do you want?" Now, imagine the same waiter smiling and saying, "Good evening, how may I assist you today?" Which one creates a more pleasant experience? Show genuine interest in others. One of the best ways to make a great first impression is to make the other person feel valued. Learn and use their name. People appreciate when you remember their names. Practice active listening. Pay attention to what the other person is saying instead of just waiting for your turn to talk. Ask open-ended questions. This shows curiosity and keeps the conversation engaging. Example: during a job interview, instead of just saying, "I really want this job," you can express genuine interest by saying, "I've researched your company's recent projects and they're very inspiring. How could I contribute to these initiatives?" This makes you stand out as someone proactive and engaged. Be punctual and respectful of time. Being on time is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to make a positive first impression. Arriving late can make you seem unreliable or careless. Always aim to arrive on time, or even a few minutes early. Be prepared for meetings, classes, or events. Avoid unnecessary delays by planning ahead. Example: imagine you're attending an important business meeting. Arriving 10 minutes early gives you time to prepare and leaves a strong impression of professionalism. However, arriving 10 minutes late may give the impression that you are disorganized or not serious about the opportunity. Final thoughts. First impressions are in your control. Changing a first impression is difficult, but creating a strong one from the start is completely in your hands. Use confident body language. Dress appropriately for the occasion. Control your tone and speak clearly. Show genuine interest in others. Respect time and punctuality. By applying these 5 golden rules, you can leave a lasting, positive first impression in any situation. Remember, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. As you all know, communication is not just about words. How we say something, and even how we behave without speaking, is a crucial part of communication. This is where nonverbal communication comes into play. However, nonverbal communication is not universal. It varies significantly across cultures. A gesture that is considered positive and friendly in one culture might be perceived as disrespectful, threatening, or condescending in another. That's why being aware of nonverbal communication differences is essential when interacting with people from different cultures. Today, we will explore how fundamental elements of nonverbal communication, body language, facial expressions, eye contact, hand gestures, and personal space differ across cultures, with plenty of real-world examples. Facial expressions and emotional display. Facial expressions are often seen as the universal language of emotions, but different cultures use them in different ways. Example: in Japan, people tend to hide their negative emotions, especially in professional settings. A Japanese person may smile even when they are angry, as a way to maintain politeness. In the US, people express their emotions more openly. An American might laugh out loud when happy or frown when upset. How to avoid misunderstandings. Just because someone from Japan is smiling doesn't necessarily mean they are happy. Always consider the cultural context. Eye contact. Eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence and trust in some cultures, while in others, it can be considered disrespectful or even threatening. Example: in the US and many European countries, maintaining eye contact is a sign of confidence and honesty. If you avoid eye contact during a business meeting, you might be perceived as shy, insecure, or even dishonest. In Japan, China, and some Middle Eastern cultures, strong eye contact, especially from a younger person to an elder, or from an employee to a boss, can be seen as disrespectful. How to avoid misunderstandings. When speaking in an international setting, observe how others use eye contact and adjust accordingly. Hand gestures and body language. Hand gestures can have completely different meanings in different cultures. A friendly gesture in one culture may be offensive in another. Example: thumbs up gesture. In Western cultures, this means everything is good or well done. In some Middle Eastern and Asian countries, it can be an offensive gesture similar to an insult. The OK sign. In the US and Europe, it means everything is fine. In Brazil and Turkey, this gesture can be considered rude or offensive. How to avoid misunderstandings. Before using gestures in international meetings or presentations, research their meanings in different cultures to prevent unintended offense. Personal space, proxemics, and touch culture. The concept of personal space and physical touch varies widely across cultures. Example: in Latin America and Mediterranean cultures, people stand closer to each other and use touch to express warmth and friendliness. A Brazilian or Italian may frequently touch your arm while speaking. In Northern European and East Asian cultures, people prefer more personal space. In Japan, for example, people rarely touch each other in professional settings and instead bow as a form of greeting. How to avoid misunderstandings. If you notice someone maintaining a certain physical distance, respect their comfort zone instead of imposing your own cultural norms. Head movements and nodding. A head movement that means yes in one culture might mean no in another. Example: in Bulgaria and India, nodding the head up and down can mean no, while shaking the head side to side can mean yes, which is the opposite of what most Western cultures expect. How to avoid misunderstandings. In international business or negotiations, always confirm verbally to avoid confusion caused by cultural differences in body language. Key takeaways. When interacting with people from different cultures, nonverbal communication can either enhance or damage relationships. Understanding these differences allows you to communicate more effectively and avoid misunderstandings. Remember, facial expressions are not always a clear indicator of emotions. Some cultures hide negative feelings. Eye contact may signal confidence in some cultures, but disrespect in others. Hand gestures can have vastly different meanings across cultures. Personal space preferences vary. Physical closeness can be friendly in one culture and intrusive in another. Even head movements, nodding, shaking, can mean different things depending on the country. Have you ever experienced cultural differences in nonverbal communication? Share your thoughts.